What if the best offer of your career is actually asking you to abandon your most important work? Listen carefully. The offer may look like everything you have been waiting for. More compensation, a stronger title, greater authority, wider visibility. People congratulate you before you have even accepted it. Your family feels proud. Your colleagues begin treating you differently. And none of these rewards is evil. Compensation matters. Recognition can be honorable. Authority can become a powerful instrument for service. But an attractive reward can conceal an expensive exchange. What if the new position takes you away from the problem you solve best? What if it distances you from the people you understand most deeply? What if it gives you more authority but less opportunity to exercise the gift you have spent years developing? You may gain a larger office and lose your most valuable contribution. You may become more visible while becoming less useful. Do not confuse elevation with direction. A person can climb a ladder quickly, receive applause at every step, and arrive at the top only to discover that the ladder was leaning against the wrong destination. The height was real, the effort was real, the achievement was real, but the direction was wrong. That is the distinction you must understand. Promotion describes movement within an organization. Assignment describes movement toward meaningful contribution. One measures your rank, the other measures your responsibility. One asks, how high have you risen? The other asks, what valuable work has become possible because you are here? Upward movement is not always forward movement. A promotion becomes genuine progress only when it enlarges your capacity to fulfill the right assignment. If it develops your gift, increases your useful influence, expands your resources, or equips you to serve more effectively, it may be advancement indeed. But if it rewards your ego while removing you from your contribution, status has become an expensive form of regression. So do not accept because you are flattered. Do not decline because you are afraid. Examine the opportunity. We will test it through 4 lenses. Contribution, what value will increase? Stewardship, what responsibilities and resources must be managed? Formation, what kind of person the role will train you to become? And alignment, whether the path leads toward your assignment or away from it. But before we apply those 4 tests, we must expose the measurement system that created the confusion. Somewhere, people were taught that greater rank automatically means greater progress. It does not. And until you separate those 2 ideas, you will keep calling every higher rung success. You have been taught a simple equation. A higher title plus higher pay plus greater authority equals progress. No questions asked. The organization moves you upward, the announcement goes public, and everyone assumes your life has moved forward. But an organization and an assignment do not use the same scorecard. An organization must measure rank, scope, budget, visibility, and responsibility. That is natural. Those measurements help it arrange people, distribute authority, and accomplish its objectives. Yet what serves the structure of an organization does not automatically reveal the direction of your purpose. Purpose asks different questions. Are you creating greater value? Is your gift becoming more useful? Are you solving the problem you are equipped to solve? Are the people you are capable of serving receiving more from your contribution or less? These 2 ladders can rise together. A promotion may give you access, resources, authority, and a wider field of influence. It can strengthen your assignment, but organizational success can also compete with your assignment. It can consume the time required to develop your gift. It can separate you from the work that makes you effective. It can distract you with motion while quietly changing your direction. A vehicle moving faster is impressive only when it is traveling toward the right destination. If it is headed the wrong way, greater speed does not correct the journey. It increases the distance from where you ought to be. Speed is not direction. Rank is not purpose. Recognition is not contribution. Recognition asks, who noticed what I did? Contribution asks, what changed because I did it? Recognition may follow contribution, but it cannot replace it. You can be noticed for occupying a position while producing less of the value your life was prepared to give. And here is the danger. If your title must tell you that you matter, you will accept work that enlarges the title while shrinking the person. You will defend a position that is starving your gift because losing the label feels like losing yourself. Your worth is not issued by an employer. Your title identifies a function. It does not define your identity. So whenever an opportunity appears, ask two questions. What becomes more possible through this role, and what essential work becomes less possible because of it? Do not ask only what you will gain. Ask what you will no longer have the time, proximity, freedom, or energy to do. Use both scorecards. Measure organizational advancement, but also measure purposeful advancement. The issue is not whether the opportunity looks upward. The issue is whether it moves you toward the responsibility your gifts imply. But once these measurements are separated, another question confronts us. Why do intelligent people still surrender their assignment to opportunities they privately know are misaligned? The answer is not always ignorance. Sometimes it is the seduction of prestige. Prestige is powerful because it shines before it speaks. You see the title before you see the schedule. You feel the approval before you examine the obligations. The offer validates you emotionally before you have evaluated it responsibly. That bright light can hide a heavy cost. You may want the promotion because you want to be admired. You may want it because uncertainty has exhausted you and the salary appears to promise security. You may want it because someone once doubted you and the new title feels like evidence that they were wrong. Or perhaps you are tired of slow preparation. You want one public moment to give you what only private development can produce. These desires do not make you evil. They make you human. But an unexamined desire can become an unqualified decision maker. Ask yourself, would I still want this role if the title disappeared? Would I still want it if nobody were impressed? Would the daily work remain meaningful after the congratulations stopped? Do not evaluate a position by the announcement. Evaluate it by an ordinary Tuesday. You can be publicly celebrated and privately underused. Your days can fill with meetings, administration, representation, and maintenance, while the gift that made you effective is pushed to the edges of your life. You may control more activity but create less value. You may approve more decisions but solve fewer meaningful problems. Authority is not the same as effectiveness. The danger grows when position becomes identity. If you believe your rank establishes your worth, declining a promotion feels like declining significance. You begin to think, if I do not take this, perhaps I am not progressing. Perhaps people will think I am afraid. Perhaps another opportunity will never come. Listen, position may display responsibility, but it cannot manufacture purpose. A title can authorize your function. It cannot create your value. It can place your name on a door, but it cannot tell you which door belongs to your assignment. And yes, compensation matters. Stability matters. Providing for real obligations matters. Do not pretend practical needs are unimportant, but treat money and security as factors to examine, not as proof that the opportunity is right. A larger income can support your assignment, or it can become the price paid for abandoning it. So examine your ambition without apologizing for it. Wanting to grow is not the problem. Wanting to contribute more is not the problem. The problem begins when recognition is allowed to decide what responsibility belongs to you. Stop asking only, how will this make me look? Start asking, what will this enable me to give? Stop letting applause interpret opportunity. Let purpose interpret it. Every attractive opportunity must be examined after the room becomes quiet. And when prestige has lost its authority, the first lens becomes unavoidable. What valuable contribution will this promotion actually enlarge? Contribution is the useful result produced when your developed gift, judgment, effort, and responsibility meet a real need. It is not what you are called. It is not how many invitations you receive. It is not how full your calendar appears. Busyness may prove that people can reach you. It does not prove that your best contribution is reaching them. So the first lens asks a direct question. Will this promotion bring you closer to the problem you are equipped to address, or will it turn you into a spectator, a coordinator, or a symbol of the work you once performed? Look beyond the title and examine the duties. Place them into three categories. First, identify the work that directly uses your central gift. Second, identify the work that supports and multiplies that gift. Third, identify the work that repeatedly displaces it. Do not ignore the third category. A role may appear related to your assignment while consuming nearly all your time, with duties that have little connection to your greatest contribution. Proximity in subject does not guarantee alignment in function. Then examine distance. Will the promotion move you farther from the customers, colleagues, communities, or beneficiaries whose needs sharpen your judgment? Sometimes distance increases strategic influence. From a broader position, you may remove obstacles, direct resources, improve systems, and help many people succeed. But sometimes distance severs the feedback that made you effective. You stop hearing the problem clearly because layers of activity now stand between you and the people experiencing it. A tool does not become more valuable because someone places it on a higher shelf. Its value is revealed when its design is applied to the right task. Elevation that prevents usefulness is display, not deployment. Now understand this. Leadership can be a genuine expansion of contribution. If your new authority multiplies the effectiveness of others, establishes direction, protects standards, provides resources, or creates conditions in which valuable work can flourish, then you have not abandoned the assignment. You have enlarged it. But there is a difference between multiplication and evacuation. Delegating tasks so the work can grow is multiplication. Leaving the substance of your contribution merely to supervise status is evacuation. One releases your gift through others. The other removes your gift from the problem. Write a before and after statement. Before the promotion, what value do you create? After the promotion, what greater value will become possible? Then name the evidence that the second contribution is more useful, not merely more visible. If you cannot describe the increase clearly, do not let the title describe it for you. Stop counting only meetings, budgets, and direct reports. Start counting problems solved, people strengthened, obstacles removed, and gifts multiplied. Do not ask only, how many people will report to me? Ask, how much more value will flow through me? Contribution identifies what should increase. But increase also brings weight. The next lens must ask whether the resources, influence, and obligations attached to this promotion can be carried responsibly. Stewardship is the disciplined management of what has already been entrusted to you. It is not the passive protection of comfort, and it is not the fearful refusal of growth. Stewardship asks whether you can carry more without neglecting what you already have a responsibility to protect. Receiving more is not proof that you are ready. Managing more well is the test. Every promotion consumes something. It will consume attention. It may require travel, greater availability, emotional capacity, and more decision energy. It may take time from family, disrupt health routines, reduce community involvement, or invade the quiet space where your most focused work is produced. But the role may also supply something. It may bring resources, access, authority, financial margin, better tools, a capable team, and influence that strengthens your assignment. Do not examine only what the promotion gives, and do not examine only what it takes. Count both. The question is whether the role creates leverage or merely adds weight. Leverage expands useful capacity. Weight scatters it. Leverage enables you to do with others what you could never accomplish alone. Weight leaves every responsibility competing for the same exhausted mind. You cannot increase capacity by simply pouring more into an unchanged container. When the container is full, additional volume does not create expansion. It creates overflow. And overflow looks like missed promises, weakened relationships, neglected health, shallow work, and damage that remains hidden until the applause has faded. Stop pretending that every opportunity can be accepted without sacrifice. Every yes assigns time, every assigned hour becomes a no to something else. Therefore, name the sacrifices before accepting the rewards. What will receive less attention? Who will experience less of your presence? Which discipline will become harder to maintain? What focus work may disappear? Unnamed costs do not disappear. They simply arrive after the decision, when reversing course has become more difficult. Stewardship also examines how you leave your present place. Will you honor your commitments? Will you prepare people to continue without you? Will you transfer knowledge, clarify responsibilities, and complete what integrity requires? Do not use the language of purpose to excuse disorder. A new assignment does not authorize irresponsibility toward the old one. Sometimes declining a role is stewardship because accepting it would damage what is essential. But sometimes remaining where you are is poor stewardship because comfort has become an excuse for withholding capacity. The question is not which choice is easier. The question is, which choice manages my responsibilities more faithfully? Count the resources, count the costs, protect what is essential, strengthen what can grow, refuse what cannot be carried faithfully, and prepare yourself to carry what truly belongs to you. Contribution asks what value should increase. Stewardship asks whether that increase can be responsibly sustained. Yet even when both answers are favorable, another question remains: what kind of person will the demands of this role train you to become? A position does not merely give you work to perform. It produces a person through the work you repeat. That is formation. Every position pays you twice. It pays you once in compensation, and it pays you again in habits, instincts, character, and identity. The first payment appears in your account. The second appears in the person you are becoming. So look beyond the job description. Ask what this role will require from you every day. Will it train courage or avoidance? Deep thought or constant reaction? Service or self-display? Mastery or superficial performance? Integrity or compromise? Repetition is never neutral. A promotion may form you constructively. It may stretch your judgment, deepen your discipline, widen your perspective, and teach you to lead people responsibly. It may force you to communicate clearly, make difficult decisions, accept accountability, and develop abilities required for the next stage of your assignment. In that case, the pressure is not destroying you, it is preparing you. But another role may train distraction. It may reward political performance more than honest contribution. It may normalize exhaustion, vanity, defensiveness, and distance from truthful feedback. You can become highly skilled at surviving an environment that is training you away from the person your assignment requires. Do not mistake difficulty for misalignment. Growth is often uncomfortable. A role can be demanding because it is stretching undeveloped capacity. But do not mistake ease for alignment either. Comfort may simply mean that nothing in you is being refined. The issue is not whether there is resistance. The issue is what the resistance is training. In physical training, resistance builds strength when it serves the right movement. But repeated practice of the wrong movement does not prepare you for your intended performance. It trains your body away from it. In the same way, professional pressure can develop you, but pressure without direction can deform you. Ask whether the capacity you are building can travel with you. Are you gaining judgment, discipline, leadership, courage, and mastery that will remain useful beyond one title? Or are you merely learning how to survive one hierarchy, please one system, and protect one position? Then examine the environment. Who will shape your thinking? What behavior receives rewards? What conduct must be tolerated to remain successful? What values will you have to practice, not occasionally, but daily? Now imagine several years of repetition. Complete this sentence honestly. If this role trains me successfully, I will become a person who... Do not answer with the title you will hold. Answer with the character you will possess, the habits you will practice, and the capacity you will carry. A valuable promotion does not merely give you more to manage. It develops more of the person required for your assignment. Contribution asks what you will accomplish. Stewardship asks what you can carry. Formation asks who you will become. Now alignment must bring all three under one governing direction. Alignment is agreement. It is the agreement between the work you accept, the gift you develop, the people you serve, the values you practice, and the season you are entering. When these elements point in the same direction, effort gains meaning. When they pull against one another, even success can become exhausting. Purpose is not simply preference. It is not doing whatever feels pleasant. Assignment is connected to responsibility, contribution, and the needs you are equipped to address. You may enjoy many things, but enjoyment alone does not identify what belongs to you. A position is temporary. Direction is deeper. One role may become a vehicle that carries your assignment farther. Another may become a classroom that prepares you for it. Another may provide resources, access, experience, credibility, or relationships that support it indirectly. But another position may be a diversion impressive, profitable, and completely unrelated to the responsibility your life has been developing toward. So ask 4 questions. Does this role use my central gift? Does it serve the right problem? Does it strengthen the values I must live by? Does it fit the season I am entering? Do not demand that every role contain every activity you love. An aligned position may include necessary duties that do not directly express your gift. It may support your assignment by building capacity for a future stage. But you must be able to explain the bridge. This will probably help somehow is not a bridge. People will respect me more is not a bridge. More power must eventually create more purpose is not a bridge. Name specifically how the opportunity advances your contribution, strengthens your stewardship, or develops the person your assignment requires. A compass does not care how fast you are moving. It reveals where you are going. Speed cannot correct a wrong bearing. Comfort cannot correct it. Applause cannot correct it. Direction must be established before acceleration becomes useful. Then apply the season test. An opportunity can be good in nature and wrong in timing. Perhaps preparation is unfinished. Perhaps family responsibilities require unusual presence. Perhaps recovery is necessary. Perhaps commitments must be completed before expansion can be carried with integrity. A good door at the wrong time can still lead you away from what this season requires. Apply the values test as well. If succeeding in the role requires you to repeatedly violate convictions essential to your assignment, the opportunity is not neutral. What you practice to maintain a position will eventually shape the person occupying it. And do not confuse excitement with clarity. Excitement may begin the examination, but clarity must survive it. It must survive questions about duties, costs, people, timing, values, and consequences. Complete this sentence. This role advances my assignment because it enables me to contribute, steward, and develop in these specific ways. If you cannot complete it honestly, keep examining. Now the 4 lenses converge. Contribution reveals what the role enables you to accomplish. Stewardship reveals what it asks you to carry. Formation reveals who its demands will produce. Alignment reveals where the whole journey leads. The promotion may be a vehicle, a classroom, a resource, or a diversion. Discern which one it is. Never surrender a clear assignment to an impressive opportunity that cannot explain how it serves that assignment. Now make this practical. There are warning signs that reveal when an attractive role is quietly separating you from the work and the people you are equipped to serve. You must learn to recognize them before prestige teaches you to ignore them. Warning signs are not automatic verdicts. They are invitations to investigate. One sign may require a conversation. Several repeated signs may reveal a direction you should not ignore. Discernment does not panic, but it does pay attention. Here is the first warning. You can describe the title and benefits vividly, yet you cannot explain the daily contribution with equal clarity. You know what you will receive, but not what valuable result you will be responsible for producing. Second, the role removes you from the central problem you are equipped to address, and there is no credible way for your leadership, strategy, or resources to multiply the work. Distance without multiplication is not advancement, it is separation. Third, most of your excitement comes from imagining the reactions of other people. You are more energized by the announcement than by the responsibility. When admiration becomes the main reward, discernment becomes inconvenient. Fourth, the opportunity requires you to abandon essential commitments while calling every sacrifice temporary. Temporary without a boundary, a plan, or an endpoint often becomes permanent neglect. Fifth, your strongest gift becomes incidental. It appears in ceremonies, occasional projects, or whatever time remains after the real work is finished. If your assignment survives only on the edges of your calendar, the position may be consuming what it claims to support. Sixth, honest questions make you irritated. You resist examination because the decision is already attached to your identity, your need for validation, or your fear that others will move ahead without you. Seventh, the role is misaligned now, but you keep promising yourself that it will become aligned later. Hope is valuable, but vague hope is not a strategy. Present duties reveal direction more reliably than imagined future freedom. Eighth, trusted people who understand both your gifts and your obligations raise the same concern from different angles. They are not always correct, but repeated concern deserves honest attention. Ninth, you are preparing the announcement before preparing the stewardship plan. You have imagined how to tell people, but not how to transition well, define success, protect essential commitments, or carry the new weight. Now listen carefully. Nervousness is not itself a warning sign. The right move may stretch you. Growth may feel uncertain. Courage is not the absence of anxiety. The test is whether the opportunity survives honest examination. So pause. Remove the title from the description. Study the calendar the role will create. Identify the people you will actually serve. Name the meaningful work that will increase. Name the essential work that may disappear. Glamour hides costs by keeping your eyes on the moment. Ordinary days reveal them. Translate the promotion into mornings, meetings, decisions, travel, conversations, and repeated duties. Hidden costs become visible when glamour is translated into an ordinary week. But recognizing danger is not enough. You still must decide. And the decision cannot be controlled by fear of missing out or fear of change. It must be governed by responsibility. Two fears now stand on opposite sides of your decision. One says, if you do not take this opportunity, you may never receive another. The other says, if you leave what is familiar, you may lose everything you understand. Fear of missing out pulls you forward. Fear of change holds you back. Neither deserves to lead. Urgency can make a wrong move appear necessary. Comfort can make a right move appear reckless. Fear can imitate wisdom in both directions. Therefore, stop asking which choice feels safest or most impressive. Ask which choice best enables you to use, develop, and protect what has been entrusted to you. Put the decision in writing. Under contribution, define the value the role is expected to increase. Under stewardship, list what it supplies and what it consumes. Under formation, describe the habits, character, and capacity its repeated demands will produce. Under alignment, explain how the role serves the assignment and fits the present season. Then become specific about the actual position. What are the duties? What authority will you possess? How will success be measured? What constraints will limit you? What support will be available? What schedule will the role create? Will you have the freedom to protect the essential work and relationships for which you remain responsible? A vague opportunity produces a vague decision. Clarity requires detail. Test your assumptions through candid conversations. Ask the people offering the role what the work truly demands. Speak with trusted people who understand your gifts, your obligations, and your blind spots. Do not seek only agreement. Seek truth strong enough to challenge both your excitement and your fear. Your review may produce one of three verdicts. Accept because the role expands your assignment. Negotiate because alignment depends on changed conditions. Decline because the position rewards movement away from the responsibility you can clearly name. Negotiation is not ingratitude. It is responsible design. The scope, resources, timing, boundaries, authority, or support may determine whether a good opportunity becomes a fitting one. Do not assume the role must remain exactly as first presented. And remove the guilt from a necessary no. Declining a position is not rejecting growth when that refusal protects a more important yes, but remove the pride from your yes as well. Accepting greater authority is not a betrayal of purpose when it genuinely multiplies contribution, strengthens stewardship, develops capacity, and deepens alignment. State your decision plainly. I am choosing this path because it best serves the responsibility I can clearly name, not because applause pulled me or fear restrained me. That is mature ambition. Immature ambition asks, what can I gain? Mature ambition asks, what must I become responsible for now? You are ready to decide with courage. Now you must live the decision with discipline, guard the assignment, refine the gift, and choose the opportunities that enlarge responsible impact. Now return to the offer that looked like success. Look at it again. The title may still be impressive. The compensation may still be attractive. The authority may still be real. But none of these rewards can decide whether the opportunity is progress. You now have 4 lenses. Contribution asks, what valuable result will increase? Stewardship asks, what can I carry faithfully? Formation asks, who will this work train me to become? Alignment asks, where does this path ultimately lead? Use them. Perhaps you accepted a position because approval was louder than discernment. Perhaps you remained in a role because security was stronger than courage. Perhaps you pursued visibility while the gift entrusted to you remained undeveloped and underused. Do not turn recognition into condemnation. Discovering misalignment is not failure. It is an opportunity to recover responsibility while change is still possible. You are not required to defend yesterday's decision at the expense of tomorrow's contribution. Stop measuring your life only by rank. Start measuring useful value. Stop protecting an image. Start developing the gift. Stop accepting vague advancement. Start demanding clear alignment. Review the role you occupy now. Evaluate the next opportunity through all 4 lenses. Name your assignment in plain language. Protect time for the work that expresses it. Refine your gift until it can carry greater responsibility with excellence. And understand this: boundaries are not hostility. Protecting your contribution does not mean rejecting organizations, leaders, colleagues, or ambition. It means refusing to let every demand become your duty and every reward become your direction. Aligned advancement is possible. Greater resources can serve the assignment. Greater authority can multiply contribution. Greater skill can expand capacity. Greater reach can bring valuable work to more people. But these gains must become servants of purpose, not substitutes for it. So, what will you choose, applause or alignment? Will you chase position or carry responsibility? Will you merely rise, or will you become more useful? Guard the assignment. Develop the gift. Count the cost. Choose with courage. People who are disciplined, prepared, and aligned learn to recognize fitting opportunities, and they gain the strength to refuse expensive distractions. Do not merely seek a higher position. Choose the position from which your assignment can produce its greatest value.